Hey guys, you're watching Let's Talk About Prepping. I'm Tyler, your host, and in this video I'm going to share with you the homemade, cheap and easy seed pods that I've been making. Alright, so what I'm working on this afternoon is some ways to make some seed transplant pods that will allow me to transplant these easily once they've gotten started without spending too much money. Now, seed starting trays can cost a few dollars each, and if you're trying to start a lot of seeds, it's a little bit prohibitive to spend the money to get individual little seed pods for all your seeds. And you can collect egg cartons throughout the year or various different things. But if you run out of those, you might find yourself looking for an easy way to start some seeds and be able to transplant them easily. Now, transplanting the plants can cause stress to them, can cause them to go into vegetation, especially if you tear any of the roots. And having something that those roots can grab onto so that when you pull it out of the starting soil, those roots don't try to hold onto the soil and rip off and die, that really helps. So what I did, I was just looking around trying to find something to sort of jury rig over. And what I bought was some of this cocoa fiber tray liner for the baskets that you can just plant the plants directly into for your windowsill or whatever. So this was quite a bit larger. It was just $5 for everything that you see here. And it's pretty tough stuff, but I found that some regular household scissors will cut through it if you apply a little bit of tension and just go slowly. It works pretty well. So what I did is I just cut it into strips and then into patches. It's pretty cool because most of this comes in 2-ply, so you actually get a lot more than you expect out of it. And it keeps its weave despite having been cut apart, and ends up giving you a nice little pouch down in the middle. You can peel it apart, get your seeds. I've been doing 2 or 3 depending on the type of seed per pod. Just drop them on in there, pinch it, keep them all aligned, go in the same direction so that you know which side is up. I'm just going to stack them all vertically in this tray here and pour this really fine seed starting mix down on top. That way, as the seeds start to sprout, I can just take that pouch and poke it down into the ground. That's another thing that I don't really like about the big cell style seed starter trays, is whenever you go to put it in your container or your ground, you have to dig out a sizable chunk of dirt and then put in this chunk of dirt, most of which the roots aren't even using. So hopefully what this will do is allow me to have a little bit more of a space efficient seed starting system. That way I'm not wasting all this space and dirt trying to transplant roots that are really actually just very small. So hopefully this will just pull up, keep all the roots in there, transplant, and be a part of the plant as it grows. This cocoa fiber will just become part of the soil and eventually degrade. So hopefully this works out pretty well. So I'll do this for a minute and cut you guys over to me pouring the soil into the finished tray. So stay tuned for that. Alright, so as you can see, I've got my second tray ready, and I've got all of these cocoa fiber pods in here. Most of them are already put in. What I've been doing so far is just taking this very fine seed starting soil and just dropping a bunch of it over the pods. It's so fine that really all you have to do is brush your fingers over it, and it sifts the soil right down into the fiber. And I think that's enough to get a little bit of nutrients onto the seeds, make them realize that it's time to wake up when there's some water on them. I'm putting a little bit more soil on top of them and just sort of brushing it so that it filters down onto the seed. And just stacking them in rows and labeling them. Pretty simple stuff. Pretty fast and efficient method for getting this many seeds put into what I hope will be pretty efficient little transplant pods for when some of them pop up. But as always, it's all experimental. You can follow along if you want, but I'm not guaranteeing results. But we'll see how it goes. Anyways, I hope you're all doing well out there. I hope that's interesting. Everybody stay safe.